Now the DLC for the big Nintendo Switch games have started rolling out, with Breath of the Wild getting its big new story and Super Mario Odyssey getting Balloon World. However, what will be the big DLC of the brand new Mario game? There's a lot possible actually, one of them being a Super Mario Galaxy expansion. Now let me explain why, and let's see what's possible. Now, Super Mario Odyssey returns to the explorative sandbox-like gameplay seen in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, where Mario explores various areas in order to collect power moons to power the Odyssey airship to fly from kingdom to kingdom. There's no central hub world, as the Odyssey is rather used to move from one location to the other. Clearly it has a big role, and the game itself is all about traveling and different cultures around the world. This gives the developers already a ton of options. However, there are two things that make the Super Mario Galaxy expansion possible: the Odyssey and Moon Kingdom. In order to stop Bowser from marrying Peach, Mario and Cappy head off to Honeyloon Ridge of the Moon Kingdom to stop them. So they already go into space in the game, and even to different parts of the moon, so clearly the Odyssey is very capable. It was initially recovered from the Cascade Kingdom, where they found a broken down airship that originated from the Cap Kingdom, which they restore using power moons. This ship requires power moons and multi-moons to work, as they act as a source of fuel for the Odyssey, similar to how the Comet Observatory used power stars as fuel in Super Mario Galaxy. So the similarities between these two are already quite apparent. If Nintendo decided to make a space-themed expansion, it could easily work. However, what could we possibly see in this DLC? Where will we go to? What will we see? And which characters return? Well, let's first look at the locations we could possibly visit, because throughout the Galaxy series we have seen a ton of different places. If I had to pick the most iconic and my favorite locations that could possibly return to the series, then it comes down to the following: Beach Bowl, Honey Hive, and Good Egg Galaxy. These are probably the most memorable levels of the first game, and even in the second, levels similar to them are seen. These locations also have a diverse range of mechanics. The first has underwater sections, the second flying around with the Bee Mario power-up, and the third is the more classic Super Mario Galaxy format. These would form the perfect mix of the elements seen in those games. However, I'm not sure if Nintendo will go with revamped galaxies. They've done it before in Super Mario Galaxy 2 with a Super Mario 64 level, but still, there is more to this than you think. Because there's also a problem here. Super Mario Galaxy is quite limited in terms of freedom compared to Odyssey. Like I said before, it's all about exploring a huge sandbox and essentially finding moons in the strangest places, just like Sunshine and 64. However, unlike them, there aren't any specific missions or objectives when you enter a level. You will have to find them on your own. Luckily enough, this could be solved quite easily. If they would reuse worlds seen in Galaxy games, they would need to be reworked anyway. You have completely different powers in Super Mario Odyssey. For example, the star spin and pointer aren't a thing. But still, this could be a problem. And maybe they will design completely new ones, filled with mechanics seen in the Galaxy games. This would also be one of the only consoles where this could be possible because of the fact that the Switch has motion controls. Another location we could see is the Comet Observatory, which could also serve as a small world for Mario to explore. However, if we would see it, then it's more likely to play a major role in the story of the DLC than anything else. There must be a reason after all for Mario to go into outer space, and this important location could play a role in that. Alright, now that we covered the possible worlds and locations, we are going to take a look at the enemies and bosses. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Back in those days, you relied a lot on your base abilities and power-ups. However, Odyssey is all about capturing enemies. They are your power-ups, a way to gain new abilities to progress in the level or beat certain bosses. So, could this work with the Super Mario Galaxy baddies? Well, yes. However, some of them would need a serious redesign. Dino Piranha, for example, wouldn't be a big problem, because you can just hit its tail with your cap instead of a star spin. But a boss like Major Burrows would need some slight tweaking. When he pops out of the ground, he runs away. However, he is way too slow, especially if Mario can throw his cap. Personally, I think these two bosses will return because they were seen in both games. And if they are seen, I hope that their tactics are completely different. Because it needs to feel new after all, not just a small HD remake of some galaxy worlds and bosses. This would be a great opportunity to put mechanics like the capture ability in the fight, making a cool combination of the two games. When it comes to the normal enemies, there aren't as many problems. The only thing Nintendo has to work with is the capture ability. However, a lot of enemies seen in this game also appeared in the normal Odyssey kingdoms, and the ones that don't aren't super important. There isn't a special ability that would benefit the player, so in the end, they could be ignored when it comes to Cappy's wacky powers. Now to finish this video off, we will look at one last thing. Possible characters that could return. Now when it comes to this, most of us expect the following: Rosalina, Lumas, Lubba, honeybees, and the penguins. These were the classics that were seen in both Galaxy games. However, which ones would we see? Well, you would expect if Nintendo made a Galaxy DLC that there would be some story explaining why Mario goes to space. In order to get this whole thing going, there must be something wrong. For this, they would either use Lubba or Rosalina. Personally, I think they would go for the latter because she has been seen in a lot more games than Lubba. Now, why she would summon or contact Mario could be for multiple reasons. There are endless possibilities, to be honest. It could even be that it all starts off in the Mushroom Kingdom yet again with the Star Festival or something similar to it. Although that celebration is only once every 100 years. So not extremely likely, but it's an option. They showed it off in 2 games already, so why not 3? Now, if we will see the other races is a bit tricky. Only the Lumas have a major role and connection to the 2 main side characters seen in the Galaxy series. It all depends on the world we will visit in the expansion, and I hope that they have an actual role as well. Because the last time we saw the Lumas was in Super Mario 3D World, and here they had a tiny role where they essentially became decoration.
To know more about this, just click in the upper right corner and watch the evolution of the Luma video. It's really good, I promise.
Now, if Nintendo goes with completely new galaxies, then anything is possible, really. They can go into any direction and put in any race they want. Nothing is set in stone. All we know is that Mario went to space before using the Odyssey, and that it might be possible that he can reach more places. This idea for a Super Mario Galaxy DLC can certainly work, and it would be something totally different. Because everything else seen in Super Mario Odyssey is either Sunshine or 64 inspired. So it would be fitting, and the mechanics for low gravity are also already in the game. Who knows? Maybe we will get this DLC. It's certainly possible. Hello there, thank you for watching video. If you want to watch more, click annotation. Be sure to click bell next to subscribe to watch all video and get notification. Very good, yes, please do make Wily happy. Kraskowski signing off.